What's going on, guys, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to the next video in the Raptor full detailing series. We went through the full decontamination, we dried it, and now I actually already taped it, which you guys probably already saw. And the next step is going to be just going through the truck here. Thankfully, the paint doesn't look as bad as the E46. If you guys watched that video, hopefully you were sitting down when I went through the paint. But we're gonna do a quick little walk around, current condition of the truck, a couple of thoughts, and then the next video is going to be actually paint correcting. The plan is to do two-step. We're gonna do correction, we're gonna do polish, and then I'm going to be using a coating on this truck. So I'm not gonna be quite as mundane and intense about like the products and like all these different things. It's gonna be a little bit more expedited, I think. But let's jump into it and give you kind of a current condition of the truck. So you've probably already picked up on this if you've watched the channel before, but you want to tape off any plastics, any rubber, any parts that you're worried that you may hit with the polisher. So even you can see down here, it's a steel bumper, so it's probably not a problem, but I just didn't feel like risking it, and that literally took 7 seconds to do. So, and then I also taped these because this doesn't have like the clear, like I'm not gonna be polishing those. So my fear is, I get tired or whatever happens and polisher, touches this, and I just don't wanna deal with that. So that's just how taping goes. This green tape is really nice. I'll try to put a link in the description. It's a little more flexible than the red tape. Like you'll notice the red tape I used on straight surfaces, and then the green tape I kind of used because it can stretch a little bit easier. Obviously you have a little fold over here, but that's kind of the gist of the taping. All right, so let's get the detailing light. This is a scan grip light, link in description, but this is the current state of the paint. And you can see, you're like, okay, yeah, there's swirls. There's definitely swirls there. There's some little water spots. Look, there's a little funky water spot. I don't know if that's etching or maybe just a little surface spot. There's a deeper scratch right there, but that'll definitely come out in compounding. And then as we work our way down, I'm gonna try to keep the camera. You can see that like down here is a lot more swirled up, which in my experience makes sense. Unfortunately, the lower part of vehicles tends to be dirtier. As soon as you wipe it, you're risking a lot more because it's that much more dirty. So what's funny is that this truck actually can't fit in an automatic car wash because it's so big that like it's too wide for like those things to like pull the wheels and stuff and all that. So you can't bring it to an automatic car wash like the typical ones you see. You can obviously still put swirls in yourself, but that may explain why there's less here. I'm gonna show you something I'm a little embarrassed by, which is this scratch right here. And the reason I'm embarrassed is because I did that. I was driving and I was in a parking lot. What happened was there's like one of those little end cap things at the end of the parking lot with like trees and stuff. And there was a tree sticking out. And of course this is like the rear corner that you don't really see as easily when you're driving. And I just was too close to those trees and there's a branch sticking out and it swiped it right there. So that really sucks. I'll have to spend a little more time. That was just me, just stupid. It's just a stupid mistake. So here looks a little more swirled, but probably nothing that we can't take care of. And then you come down here and there's more swirls down there. So there hasn't been anything crazy. Around the door handle is not that bad because this whole thing's plastic, which kind of sucks because it's a little ugly. So as you guys will actually see, I removed this little SVT sort of intake thing for the air. It actually is functional. Those have holes and actually comes out here. Super dirty. I haven't touched this yet. I just did the wash. I probably should have took those out before the wash, but that's fine. So we'll clean that up. Up here, like right here on most vehicles. It's a little bit more intense, a couple deeper ones. So anyways, here is the other side. Same sort of situation here. We'll get this nice and cleaned up. And then of course we will use the solution finish on the plastic. And you guys will see one of the unfortunate parts of this truck is it was Florida love bug exposed, and those are not bugs. They are paint missing. The good news is I can probably just take this cap off and have it repainted and just have it color matched to the ruby red. So I'll probably do that at some point in the future. And then you have your little 6.2 badge. I just taped that off just so I don't destroy my polisher on it. And then here's the rest. I mean, we're kind of making our way through. The rest of the truck is about the same. I mean, it's funny, like right here, it's not terrible. It's really not. I mean, it's sort of, you know, this is where the big hips of the truck are. So maybe more dirt kind of falls off. So when you wipe it, I don't really know. I'm just trying to understand these things. Tail lights are not nearly as bad as the E46, but obviously they still need to, ooh, there's a deep one right there. That's not coming out. That is deep. It's gonna stay in there. And then the rear of the truck, you know, it's definitely got a little bit more hazing to it, but nothing too crazy. So that is kind of the overall condition of the Raptor. Yeah. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for the taping and the inspection for the truck. I'm actually really excited about this, as daunting and as intimidating as this will be. I'm really excited because like having like a dialed in truck is going to be so cool, and finally I'll have pretty much all three cars kind of in pretty good shape. You guys will notice that like I didn't do a video on the wheels or the wheel wells or the engine bay, and the reason for that is, believe it or not, they're in good enough shape that like I don't even plan to do a video probably this year for it. After the winter time comes and goes, probably do a designated like wheels off for the truck, but like it's been undercoated. Like the wheel well takes less time to clean than like the E46 wheel well. If you can even comprehend that. It's newer and it's been undercoated and it's been like never been off road. So there isn't anything there. It's just been through rain and maybe like a few like dirt roads or something. So anyways, that is kind of my justification. Normally, like I said, I do the dirtiest parts first and then work up to the paint. The door jambs really aren't that bad. I can just detail those whenever, when I'm doing like a more involved detail, get my brush out and go through them once more. You know, all the other parts of the truck are in decent enough shape that like I can't justify focusing on that first. So let's get the paint done, and then we'll be able to focus on the upgrades, some maintenance items, and a few other really cool things for the truck. So stay tuned. Next video should be the compounding step. I'm not gonna do a designated like test spot video, but you guys kind of know how that goes. You wanna test your products and then make sure that it's the result you want. You don't wanna go too aggressive, but you wanna be aggressive enough that it does the work and the result that you want. So if that makes any sense, I hope that helps. So anyways, stay tuned for more, and I will see you guys next time.